Hey, we're back, and we're gonna do a game from Berg versus Steven Burdent. So I'm just gonna call him Steven for white, and E Burr for black. Flip the board. Sorry about that. All right. Oops. There we go. We're doing the Winnier, by the way. So we're picking up the Winnier uh, and starting doing it. Okay, e4, e6, d4, d5. This is the French, start of the French. Knight c6, bishop b4, e5. We talked about e5 because f plays here. I know we'll go over it again. He takes, and then we win a pawn. That's why e5. c5 standard, a3, b takes c, and then c, queen c7, knight f3. That's going to kind of be a standard thing that's set up because of development. You're going to face players that play this. It's not really the best move. It's an okay move. It's more of passing the turn, which you don't want to do that. You want to keep pushing your opponent hard. b6. And that check was really interesting because I was like, it doesn't really have anything to do with the sitch. It actually helps black develop so that later on he can go to a4. a4. Boom, baby. Boom. Castles. Knight d7. See, he does it also, this knight move here. It blocks the queen in from going to g4, so it's not really the best move. Just think about your moves. Are they power moves or are they not power moves? You got to think about that when you're playing them. You're like wondering, what's a power move? A power move is a move that takes advantage of a move to a greater degree, which means that you're able to, if a move happens, every move you lose something. But with that move, you want to gain as much as you can. And those are the power moves. When you can gain like two or more ideas or things from a move, it's a power move. Power moves are usually checks, pins, skewers, forks, discoveries, double checks, captures. There's a couple other ones like decoys, removing the guard, those things. Look for those ideas. Each move has an idea behind it. It also gives up something, and if you could find the thing that it gives up and then use it, you'll start winning your own games, like boom, like that. And don't worry about rating because rating comes with unlearning, so don't worry about that. Bishop d2 is protecting this pawn here, also trying to develop. So he is one move away from being fully protected. Fully developed for the middle game. Middle game is usually when these two guys are connected. The queen has to not be there though. So h6. He doesn't want this bishop to just come here and cause some problems. He doesn't want this knight to come in. This is kind of it gives lift, which means a spot for the king to flee. And at this point, he castles queenside because there's really no worry about. He might have wanted to play before castles, maybe here, just to lock down the position so that the bishop would move. Then he could castle. It's not a really big thing about. Then the position really can't open. See if it plays there. So what? This is here. He can Berg can actually push his pawns. So you just gotta move sequences isn't huge in chess, so just be very careful. He also wanted to smack the center too, because this by Steven taking this pawn here, he weakened the e5 pawn indefinitely, because this can't be pushed, because if it does, it opens this whole diagonal, and the queen was more than happy to come right there and smack at the king, or claw at the king. Queen e2. Now we've entered a middle game, and they are fully developed. It's now Royal Rumble, and what's going to happen is it's who can um, get their pawns and pieces rolling the quickest. Neither side really is set up for anything, because these pawns aren't pushed. This isn't pushed. E Berg's pawns aren't pushed at all. So it's going to be a building up process. That's why he moves over, so that if need be, he can always reroute back, and then he could reroute there. I don't know, something like that. Also, it gets off of an attack. Maybe it gets out of this open file, so that if these pawns ever disintegrated, a rook couldn't just move here and pin the king to the queen. So long distance thinking. See, now Steven's starting to position his pieces, trying to get some activity, maybe with a trade. But remember, black wants to trade these guys off. White has isolated doubled pawns, which are very bad in this type of a situation, especially when the queen's on that file, especially when a rook could come over, another rook could come over, and just start munching on those guys like Pac-Man. It's little dots or bubbles. So knight to c6 is huge. He's trying to trade down and also bring his bishop. He's trying to bring this bishop here, back here if need be, and then he can push this pawn, put the queen here, the bishop here, and then do a checkmate battery. Okay, rook a b1. Knight takes, which was really odd. I don't know if that was a wise idea to reconnect his pawns. If it was me, I don't know. And then he takes, and the position is changed pretty much. Rather than this pawn not having a protector, it does, but it's locked and they're on dark squares. So he did, Burge did acquire something. He made this bishop bad, and his light square bishop is bad, but not as bad as this one. And now he's getting ready for when this happens. He'll just move his queen, and the rook will still control the open file. So the bishop comes in. Now it's a really good piece because it can now implant itself and start causing some damage. King comes up, that's a smart move. Get off of the dark squares. You know what's interesting, what was really strange, I was wondering why he didn't play here. That would be a good idea, because then potentially if you get down, you can implant a rook to c7, but to everybody's their own move, right? Takes, rook slides over, and now he's attacking the pawn. I mean the bishop. It looks like a pawn, doesn't it? And now he can't take here. He knows that, because if he takes there, see you later. Even that, then all we do is just move there, and there you go. We stop the pawn. But then you're thinking, wait a second, can't that just crush through? Yeah, that is an interesting idea for sure. How many pieces did he? How many pawns did he get for this? 3. So potentially, maybe there was some counterplay potential there. So, it all depends. Now he's trying to get things rolling. I noticed that Burge Berg goes to an endgame very often, which is that's why kind of I do his games as well, is the endgame potential for learning that we can go do. So king moves there, the queen moves back. She's wanting to, if you notice, she wants to more likely reroute here and up there into that position. Yeah, now there's a potential trade of the bishops. Yeah, he's keeping hold of all this. The only move that potentially can happen is queen to h5, yeah. Now king moves up. He's passing the moves. h1, bishop comes. There's no need for the bishop to be here anymore. So it's going to start infiltrating, maybe with a queen battery or something. But this is important to keep your queen here, because you don't want the queen entering to h8. And they're just maneuvering around a little bit. Yeah, because he wants to now, because of this, he knows that he's going to take here and takes. Potentially he wants to hold these squares so that the queen can't enter in. h8, takes. And now the potential for a check. In comes check. e2. He's now coming back for that idea there, and potentially a checkmate. Because if the king moves here, he can actually take. So it'd actually be queen here, queen there, and then you potentially have a check. So let's just say he makes a move. Let's just say right here. Let's say here. Check. Let's say intercepts. And then the hey, hi. And then he's going to have to intercept there. So then you takes, and potentially you have king infiltration here. So check. So when he moved there, he moved infiltrate in, which was his idea there. Check. Why didn't he move? Oh, because he doesn't want to lose that. Yeah, he wants to cover this idea here. This move here was to actually cover a8. Yeah, Burge, sorry, he's got his opponent on the ropes. He's slowly moving in. And right now would be a bad time to trade, because white is close enough to potentially getting this pawn. Let's see if he plays. Let's see, maybe he could play here. If he tries, you can just implant that there. So I think more likely he has an opportunity to. Black has a better endgame winning potential, because he has the outside pass pawns. So either way, bird to play, he's still winning. So even if he traded, it'd just be a longer battle. This was a longer game. The reason I picked it was more of an end game play. It's all about maneuvering. It's the queen and bishop. See how he's using his pieces to their mass effect, and now he's trying to go after weaknesses. That's a weakness. These three things are four things. And so he's going to start looking to see where he can infiltrate in and start attacking them. Check. Oh wow, now he's coming in hard here, and then he's going to check there and cause a lot of pain. Yep. Queen goes back. Now he's trying to come here do a check there and start softening up black. But remember, Burge has the attack that's happening. He's the one that's getting ready. He has all the pieces positioned. White's king is more open for an attack than black's, because Burge could always just bring his bishop back to c6 and guard a8. So it's not like he's in any problem. This king right here has nothing that's guarding it. It's totally out in the open for all forces to attack it. A8, check. It would have been interesting to see if checks here, if he moves here, check, check, check. Let's see here. Check. Potentially there. Queen c1. Oh, interesting. But then you have a check here, here, check, and now there's perpetual. You gotta be very, very careful. That's why he'd have to probably to play. Let's see here. Hold on. If he plays there, he potentially could play here, and then if he plays there, you start snap. Oh wow! At this point, let's see here. Check, check, check. And then you could actually start snapping stuff off here. Check, check, checkmate. Wow, that was stellar right there. That right there. There's mate. There was mate. Yeah. So he got a little too check happy. So. He started doing our idea, but check, check. Oh, it takes. If you notice, he's trying to get past pawns going. There's a check. He's pushing. Wow, 3 passers. Ouch. That's gotta hurt. You can even exchange this pawn, bishop for the pawn. I'd put it right there if it was me. Yep. See. Now it's right in front. There's nothing that could stop these monsters coming down the board. C2, C4, back. Now all he's got to do is get the pawns on opposite colors. Yeah, he's one more pawn away. Let's just say he moves, we'll just say here, something here. He could just play there, and you know, all the pawns are on different colors. And we got to remember that he has the infiltration ability of coming in. These 2 connected passers here, we talked about this. These can protect themselves. So he could trade all this off, still win. Hey, let's set that up. And we'll set up that that as a. I'll show you how to win with it. Because since this is actually the board that he lost, the gentleman Steven resigned. So let's clear the board and we'll set up a similar position that with the 2 pawns. We'll have it be white. White's 2 pawns. Then we'll just have it be black, and then we'll have white. Then we'll have it be black's turn to move. Okay. Then let's say he moves, because he's got to stay in contact with that. You have to be very careful how you maneuver this here. Now you have to move your king around carefully. First, then you go there. You have to do that. That's forced. Then it comes up. You have to sacrifice your pawn here, and then you queen. And there's no real way of stopping. You put your queen here. This stops all the infiltration points, and then you just come smack. I just wanted to show you how two pawns can protect themselves, and even if they're like these, they can win. If anyone has a game they'd like to go over, they're more than happy to, or we can do some puzzles, because more than happy for that. Okay, let's do it. Let's see which one we got. Did you see the tournament today in England, the Grand Tour? Was it an interesting? It was an interesting tournament for sure. Okay. Let's see here. Yep, that was painful. So close too. It all came down to an endgame. So that should tell you, that should show you that endgame is important to keep up. Always keep up on your endgame play. You know, it was what turned the tide of the battle. It came down to a rook pawn. Actually, I think it was two. Magnus had one extra pawn, and he had a rook pawn, and was it rook and two pawns? No, rook and three pawns, and Nakamura had a rook, knight, and two pawns. So I had to remember. Uh, that was sad. It was such a good game too. It was like wow. It was I was going to use it as an end game example of the masterful how you can maneuver end game stuff. We'll have to do that as a way to show how you can also save a game too. That'd be a good game to use to show how Magnus was able to save the game. So wow. Yeah. But when I do see what you're saying about it. He could have pushed for progress, but when you're dealing with the level that these players are on, they know the majority of the patterns. I can almost say almost all patterns of endgames, how to draw. And I think it was, I don't know if they used Stockfish or which engine they used, but it showed 000. So I'd probably go with that. So here. But don't fear. You know what? We have the potential to be as strong as them as well. Okay? We all have brains. We just have to work our brains, get them stronger, and we'll start learning the patterns and continue to push forward. Someday we might play in those tournaments. You never know. Always gotta look up. Keep looking up. A3, okay. So Anatoly is, wow, okay, he's sacrificing the pawn. Let's see here, okay. Okay, so 0. So he's maneuvering his pieces around castles. Yeah. It does. This bishop's held up by this knight here. So, and I would probably get the queen off the rook. How do you know? Well, it depends on when. That is an interesting question about when to play rook d1. Well, you can kind of see when like power moves. This is a potential power move because it's X-raying right through to the bishop. At the moment it looks like there's pawns in the way. The only piece that's holding this bishop is the knight on f6. So if this one ever moves, potentially you have the ability to actually, after this knight moves, take here, forking the queen and the bishop. So it all depends. I guess to answer that question, it depends on the situation because certain moves spawn different move sequences. Like one time I wanted to go down this one line. I couldn't go down the line because he moved a different move. Moves do lines. That's how computers can calculate is they do nodes of lines. So in this sitch, it was just played correctly. Because he's doing also a pattern as well. If there's an open file, control it with your rook. I guess if we can apply Jeremy Silman to this situation, to put your rook on an open file here would be a wise idea. So if you see a potential open file that could be opening, or that is a half open file or a whole open file, do your best to control it. That's his principle. If you can control this open file, you control a huge amount of space on your opponent. It cuts, and let's just say this one's gone, it would cut the board in half. You would be able to basically cause pieces to be divided. So that's how I kind of look at rooks. They're good at cutting in and dividing the armies into two sectors, and you have to be very careful with that. They use cannons to do that in the olden times. They would use cannons to make like a weak spot in the enemy army, and then cavalry units would charge and then divide up the armies into two so that they're not united. Divided they stand, and so they divided it, and that's how a lot of battles were won with artillery. Which cannons, knights are rooks. Rooks are like cannons, I think, because they fire this way, straight. Let's see here. Knight takes, or pawn takes, pawn takes. Okay, pushes. Knight's infiltrated. Wow, this is kind of risky keeping your queen here. But I could see that, well, he could, let's see here, he played here. Why don't he just take there? Let's see if he takes here. I'm just taking a look. Okay, so Karpov won a pawn. Yeah. Interesting. So he's playing there. Karpov did a smart move of moving, so. Yeah. A3 prepares for, it stops a couple things. The knight from coming in if it moved here, and the bishop. Sometimes these moves are okay to stop infiltration into the position. Rook. Let's see. Why didn't he just play there? That's an interesting idea. Well, oh, I see why. Because of no, yeah, because of here. Then yeah, because the bishop double attacks. There's double attack on the pawn, so he's got to keep it there. Well, this bishop is a slicing and dicing machine right there. That's what I thought there. He's slowly, next he's probably going to try to make an Alekhine gun. Yep, there's the and I didn't even look. This is the battery of batteries, man. It's got, how many pieces are attacking this? 4. How many? All you need is one more there. Wow, it's maneuvering to the max. Now this is an interesting. This is for real. E4 is for real because of this pin right here. Nice move. That's a nice move. Huh. Oh, I see why. Hey. Because now the queen's protected. That idea doesn't work. Now the queen moves. Okay. Okay, pawn push. Wow. Oh, we're still 2050, so we're still 58. We're just going over a game, then we'll do some puzzles. Yeah. Karpov knew how to maneuver. Wow, I can't believe he moved right into a pin. That's incredible. Wow. Wow, that totally lost it. There's a fork. Right here. What at this point there's a power move. Power move is takes here, and then this is our power move of the fork. We forked the rooks. Now we takes there. Wait a second. How come we didn't just? Oh, let's see. Oh, because this rook's here. Gotcha. And then resignation happened because he's gonna have to go back here, and then that's gonna happen. Okay, amazing. We'll do some puzzles. That was an amazing game, man. Let's see how we're doing here. We're still, yeah, Fox. We were able to get to 2058 on our puzzles too. So we'll do some of that. Some of these. Let's see here. Yeah, we got you now. Let's see here. Okay, bishop goes to a7. I was wondering, do you think b6 is a idea? Because the bishop would be trapped at that point. But thank you for the game. That showed one last. That was an excellent final blow. First, I looked at. So G6, Queen D has Queen D. D what? D6? Right here? Okay, if here, Queen D6. Our actually knight. I apologize. That I don't know if that was the correct. That's mate. We gotta be careful there. That actually is mate. So ooh, ouch. That would have been not good. If we'd have to sack our queen for that. Huh. Gotta be careful. That is game over if we don't do something. Let's see, is there any way we can like counter it? I'm thinking knight f5. Interesting. Knight f6. I like that. Now that's interesting. Huh. But it still allows that though. There's still that. So we gotta do something more. One sec. Let's just. I want to go back to see what kind of what. There. Okay. Or can we take? I like that. Nice. Nice call, guys. Okay, let's see here. Potentially we have B4. And if rook takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, takes, and then pawn push with it wins the rook. Okay. That's not good. Don't like that. So if we play here, here, takes, check, bishop takes, takes. If we push, potentially. So do we take here? I think that's right. We take C. Just gotta take with the right rook. Well, which with what though? Is it with this? I'm trying to think which rook takes with the D one. Okay, so here, then push. The D rook. Give it a shot. Okay, what happens if here though? Oh, that. Okay. Snikes. This is an interesting setup for sure. Would that be an idea? Let's see. takes, let's say takes there, bishop here, and the only problem is check. King c3. Do we win material though if we play knight to b4? Because if it takes, then we can actually take there. What do you guys think? Think here? Alright, you think here? Oh right, rook a4 pins the... Yeah, you're right. That pins threat. So that can't be played. So if we play here... Okay, let's take a look. Okay, if we take here, let's say we take there, we attack here, he comes over, check. We can't infiltrate in because this rook's guarding that and that rook's guarding that. Excuse me. Okay, let's take a look at the knight. Okay, here, let's say play here. Now we're attacking the rook because this rook's up here, and then if the rook comes over here and attacks that pawn, we take the pawn. Interesting. Let's give it a shot. It's okay. I like that. I like the knight idea. The power move seems so wise. Okay, we'll go back and let's take a look here. Okay. Why is king here? Oh, sorry. King here first. I think it's because of takes, yeah. And then your knight's skewered, you see that? So if you take here, 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 and he gets your rook. Not a problem. Hey, we learned something from that. I wasn't sure about the knight, but I had a good kind of power instinct that that might be what that gentleman was playing for, or person was playing for. So you just gotta, when you get the ability to see the power moves, you kind of start feeling what their ideas are. I know it sounds weird. It's that thought can actually become feeling. My teacher once told me that when you start to see these patterns, it'll start all of a sudden the move will you'll know exactly on what square to put the piece. It'll light up in your head like kind of like Spider-Man with the Spidey sense. You'll kind of get that I guess we could call it chess sense, and it'll be like boom, and you know which spot to put it on, and it's like wow, how did I know that? Because we studied and trained. That's why. Yeah. Let's see here. We have him in this pin, so can we emphasize anything about that? Because we almost have mate. Is there anything we can do? Let's see. If we play here, that does take advantage of. Yeah, he does. And when you get the knowledge of like the Spidey sense type of stuff, I remember on Spider-Man, his um, uncle visited him and said, "With great power comes great responsibility. So with great knowledge comes great potential of teaching." So that's what chess players learn later on. Once they make it big, they start giving back, and so that's what we should do when we start getting better. We need to give back to the community as well and make it look professional. I like this move here because let me see. You always have to have a reason for your moves too. Let's see here, and that would prepare a skewer there. But here, if he takes, attacks the knight. Do we have anything else that could be played here? So, trying to think. Think. So we play there. Let's say takes. He has here. Interesting. Hold on, let me see something. I believe that's more likely. Let's see, is there anything else that could be played that I'm not seeing? Let's see. Nothing. Let's see, if we plays here, he could actually play there. But then that's a bad move, because then we could take. If he comes there, then we actually check. If he comes up here, we could take. Let's see, is there? And we'll just take really one more sight through. Let me see here. Well, we'll give it a shot. I'm going with you on that. Yep. Huh. Oh. It's a rat. Why didn't the taking work? Was it because of here? Trying to, I took too soon. I should have looked at that. Gotta remember to slow down. Let's see here. That's what I was thinking. E4. Yeah, because then if he plays here, we can. Wait a second. If he plays, let's see if we goes here. What if we sack first? Let's see, queen 4, g6, h4, h4. That's what I'm thinking. Takes here. Alright, that's what I was looking at. Right. Because if you take here, he opens that up and it's checkmate. Let's see here. But I'm trying to see what happens after that, though. Is there anything that could? This looks interesting too, as well. Has the same kind of destination. What do you think about Queen C2? Because this, if we play, let's see, so you're thinking B here. Hold on, let me just go back real quick, kind of see what these guys. I think you guys are right about that, because he retreated back. We're slipping. We're slipping. No. Oh, what was the move? The move was this here. Then you take. Then if he takes here, you take here and there, and then you get checkmated. Yeah. We had the right idea. We just needed to move to the right spot. That was correct. Whoever did Queen C2 was correct. That was correct. It was one of those. Either one of those. Who'd have thunk the retreating move would actually be the one that wins? Okay. We need to reconsolidate our thoughts and go into this stronger. Let's see here. Just 1 second. Let me take a look. Just give me 1 sec, guys. I'll be right back. Hold on. Thank you for your patience on that. Oops, I gotta do my ear. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get back to the puzzle. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, refresh. Okay. I think they're wanting to trap the queen, so is there any move sequence that we could? See here. So F, E takes F. So F5, and then which one? The queen pawn takes F5? Up here, say here, then you have that. Yeah, knight c6 is an idea that potentially is a problem. So let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got here? Queen e5. Let's see here. There's queen e3, which has a dual idea of a double attack. So queen e5. Now let's say the queen moves here. Dang, this is it's a pretty interesting one for sure. So here. So let's say C1. B4. Huh. God, it's more likely it's just straightforward. So let's see what we got here. Then F5, Queen. Okay, then E6. Okay, like E6 and A5. Huh. Trying to see. This is an interesting sitch. Let me see. Let's see. Let's work out some lines there. Let's say if he moves, we take. Or it takes. Nope. Oh boy. Here. There. No. So if we play here, so he takes. I'm trying to see. Hold on. Excuse me. So there. Takes. Trying to get in the mind of this guy, our player. Attacks. I believe it's that. So let's give that a shot. Let's see if. Oh wow. What happened after that? Takes. Drat. Yeah. Drat. So it was F5. Is it rook takes rook? What do you guys think? Takes? So that's what it seems like he actually did. Was set up for that. Because this is what I see. He moved in and attacked there, and then he attacks. Do we take the rook? What do you guys think? I think we should, but I want to see what you guys think. Okay, good. Let's see, rook a1. Let's see, rook a1. Because yeah, if we take here, that doesn't work. Because then he can take. Let's see, there. That doesn't work. Yep. Me neither. Trying to decide if knight takes is the best after here. Takes, check, bishop takes. Nope. If bishop takes, bishop. Rook takes, then bishop, knight takes, bishop. Bishop e3. Bishop d3. Why bishop d6? just trying to see, because if we take here and then rook takes, we can always take with the knight attacking the rook and preparing an attack there. So what do you guys think? So bishop takes e, rook takes e, and then knight takes c. Here we go. Yeah. Oh boy, 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 boy. Let's see what we got here. He's got a pretty big stranglehold there, but let's see what we got here. Thinking here, then potentially we may have a check later on if he comes up here. So with that, I see they could save the position, because if we go here, it's a mate. If we take here, he takes with check. There's really nothing else. Let me see. Well, maybe do we have G6? But no, that doesn't work. That's actually horrible. G6 is horrible now that I think about it. Let's see here. That covers was in there and in there. Yeah, no. Let's give it a shot. That's right. Okay. We're still fine. We're still fine. No. Oh, I don't like this. Yeah, we should have. We had two bishop defense spots. I don't know why I didn't see the bishop coming back. So we take here, it takes back, so here, so we take with, I think we take rook takes, right? Let's see, I don't see anything else that potentially can go wrong. Once we take with the knight there, yeah. I believe that that might be the right move. That's what I was saying. Okay, let's see here. Here, I think you're right. Let's see here, here. Do we check here? I don't think so. I think probably we queen, right? Oh boy, I hope this is right. Yes, okay, good. I'll do one more, then I have to log for the night for some studies and work. So we'll do this one, and then we'll pick up next time. Come on, come on. Rotates B7. Interesting. I see what you're saying. Here, 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 and then there. Oh, shoot. Oh, drat. Bishop takes... Oh. Bishop takes knight. Why doesn't this... Oh, he could take... He could... Well, let's see if we take here. Okay. Oh. Irritating. Irritating to the max. I should have weighed my takes. I think we only have one move we can go to straight up. Yeah, I think straight up there. Thinking, let's see if we check here. He has to come here. Then we check. No, does that actually... Let's see. And then he'll have to come there. Check. No, I don't think that works. Queen f5. So right here. But the only stitch is... Can't he intercept with the queen? Something's telling me there. Because that doesn't do anything, because he can just move up then. Then this is protected by the rook. But if we play here, comes up, then now we have the ability for a check here. See, that would block. See, at this point here, let's say he moves here, check. Let's say he moves over here. We now have the ability of coming back and taking the h6 pawn with a skewer potentially on the queen. What do you guys think? I think that's it. Queen h8. That's what I think. because we used the bishop as a battery to block the queen here. Oh, is that what happens? Okay, hold on here. Okay, yeah, all right. Oh, interesting. So do we just take the pawn then? Maybe that's, yeah. I think you guys are right. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. You're right here. Here. Okay, yeah, you do take with the queen. Nope. Hmm. There is an idea of bishop here threatening mate. Oh, wait a second. Can't do that. The queen would take trap. If only we could play here and something. Then we could play there and over, but no, if we did bishop f6, the queen could take it. No, I think you guys are right. I think you guys are right. I think that here, let's see. I think that is right now that I think about it. Because here, and then let's say, nope, you're right. Because there's a check. Because my king wasn't there. If only my king wasn't there. If only this king wasn't here, this idea would work. Let's see, bishop h6 threatens g5. Interesting. Let's take a peek here. Let's see what he's got here. So you're thinking bishop takes do you think bishop, so you're thinking bishop takes here? The only sitch, let's see, if he takes here, he can check, but if he checks, then we just bring our bishop back and we're threatening mate. Let's see, it's there. Nope. I think is it bishop takes h6, guys? What do you think? I think that's right. Oh boy. Do we play it? Hey, let's give it a shot. 16 points. Sweet. Okay, we'll end on that. We're back up, guys. We're heading on. We're heading back up. So, Fox, thank you for the game. And thank you guys for participating and logging on, spending your time with me doing chess. And as always, as Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus. And as I say, God bless, guys. And I will see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Remember, keep studying chess. We're going to keep doing those puzzles. And remember, keep moving forward. Only look back to learn. Bye. Bye-bye, guys.